Don't bite off more than you can chew to supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. I love this idiom. Every time I hear it, it reminds me of summer between my freshman and sophomore year of college. And I met a young man in a neighboring town who was a baseball player. And he went to a baseball training camp for the summer because he was playing baseball in college. And he was coaxed by the older kids to try chewing tobacco. Well, of course, he bit off way more chewing tobacco than he could possibly chew, and it made him sick. And that's where this idiom and expression comes from, which is why I think of him every time I hear it, because it is such a vivid reminder and memory for me. I remember him calling. He was supposed to come visit me, and he was sicker than a dog because he was going to come home from camp that weekend, and we had plans, and he's like, I can't even get out of bed. And he, was throwing up and everything else because chewing tobacco is one of those things. And this idiom is from 19th century America when chewing tobacco became really, really popular. And if you get too big a bite, it makes you sick. Well, this is true of building and growing and supersizing our business. If we bite off more than we can personally chew and do, we're going to struggle and have more problems growing and building our business than if we were to ask for help, or break things down into smaller goals and smaller pieces and smaller chunks. Try doing one project at a time or launching one new product at a time instead of 6 or 7 or 10 or 100. So often when we're building our business, we get an idea and then we want to supersize that idea before we're ready or our business has the systems and the people and the resources in place to handle that growth. I know so many people that have turned on online marketing and online ways of getting more people into their business, only to have to turn them off because they couldn't handle, the infrastructure wasn't set for them to handle the influx of added business. It was great. You think that everybody wants customers, and having customers coming to you, in streams and in droves is a great thing, but not if you're not prepared for it. So we always structure, as we're building and growing, supersizing our business, our systems and things, and put them in place to automate and make things happen so that we can scale. So we build things to scale. We don't create systems and processes and automations and then turn on our marketing or, do a new strategy, like do a challenge or something to bring new people into our business, only to have to disappoint them because we can't deliver on the promises that we made. Never want that to happen, right? Always under promise, over deliver. My opinion, under promise, over deliver. Set a good example. Be the kind of person you want to see and work with and be in the world. So love to know if you've got any chewing tobacco stories. I've got a couple more. Also dated a Twins player, and he had some trouble with chewing tobacco as well. But it's funny. The older we get, the more funny stories we have, that if we just are triggered to remember them. But I will admit, this one always reminds me of this particular person who shall remain nameless. Any questions? Anything to share about this idiom? Love to hear your take on it. Do you think that it's possible to take on too much when you're growing and building and supersizing your business? I, from personal experience, will say I figured out how much would fit in my little red wagon, but it doesn't mean that it's taking on too much for you. Like everything else, each of us has to define what is enough, what is too much. Are we focused and creating what we want to see in the world, or are we all over the place, being a jack of all trades, master of none? Been there, done that too. All right, any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And maybe I'll have a funny story about it. Maybe I won't. I'm sure the person doesn't think it's a funny story, but I laugh every time I think of it now. All right, have a great day, and I'll, of course, see you tomorrow. Bye.